Though we didn't particularly show up in game one against the Dallas Mavericks, offense was hard and defense was harder. Not a lot went right for us, and we pretty much weren't competitive in the whole game aside from a few moments. But game two, we're hoping to change that. And that starts with Jalen Green making a few shots. Our offense simply can't move without him playing well. So he has to abuse the Trey Burke matchup. In game one, for whatever reason, he just was not able to take advantage of that. This time around, he does a much better job of getting his offense going, thankfully at the expense of Trey Burke. He looks like the Jalen we've seen every other game out of the playoffs. I just wish our defense could play well enough to do anything. We've got Kristaps out here looking like he still plays for the Knicks. And don't even get me started on trying to guard Luka. Keyword trying. I've come to the conclusion that it is literally impossible to guard this man at all. I'm convinced that anytime he misses, it has nothing to do with our coverage. He is just so freaking good, man. We're always scrambling, trying to guard him, but no matter what, he gets a bucket or he dishes it to someone else to get a bucket. It doesn't help that DeJounte gets 2 fouls 5 minutes in, and KPJ is not nearly the defender that he is. So despite Jalen carrying the offense, having his usual crazy first quarter point totals, we just can't get the lead. To be fair, he missed several wide open shots to take the lead in a row, I might add, most of which were wide open. And then KPJ gets his lunch taken a couple of times in a row thanks to the horrendous spacing and garbage play design. So despite Jalen having 15 first quarter points and keeping us within 3 or so the whole first quarter, we end up down 9 as soon as he comes out. This offense kind of sucks. To start off the second quarter, we do manage to get a promising look from Mojave King, and probably the only offensive pulse I've ever seen with him in driving to the rim and getting fouled. He makes both, so that's nice of him. Granted, he misses a wide open 3 on the very next possession, but we won't worry about that. Christian Wood has also been a complete non-factor so far, and every time that we try to get him involved, the same exact play is called. There's movement for no reason at all, and it has the power forward on the floor standing way too close to the lane, and it always ends up in a turnover or just 2 guys sitting in the paint going absolutely nowhere. The spacing certainly doesn't help because there's no room to move at all once you get there without being double teamed. It's just all around a mess. We were blessed last series to be able to go up against a really weak big rotation, because even with the poor spacing, the bigs weren't good enough defensively to really take advantage of that. It's not even like Kristaps and Marvin Bagley are some great defensive duo. They're just bigger and lengthier than any big pairing we've gone up against so far. So Christian just really hasn't been able to get anything going. He's not losing guys across screens. He certainly hasn't been able to post up on any of these guys. He's just been out there doing cardio pretty much. Oh, and DeJounte has like 4 fouls on him. So Jalen gets a couple minutes of rest before he has to come back in and carry us. But him carrying doesn't matter with us missing so many freaking shots at the rim. Shots that were going in the last series, and before just simply aren't going in anymore. KPJ, Şengün, Jovic, Tate, Tice, hell, even Jalen. They've all missed bunnies at some point. It's been absolutely insane how much the rim has hated us in Dallas. I'm hoping the rim in Houston is much kinder to us. But I keep talking about the offense, and that is definitely a huge reason why we've struggled so far. But the defense has just been horrendous. I don't know if we overperformed in the Kings series defensively. That's definitely a possibility considering the offensive weapons that they had. Dallas had the best offense in the league a couple of years ago, and they've made some additions since then. So it's definitely not helped our defense in this series, and in this quarter specifically, it was our downfall. Jalen went cold, and we couldn't guard a traffic cone. It was just defensive lapse after defensive lapse after defensive lapse. The run the Mavs went on was insane. Our offense completely grinds to a halt, and we end up down almost 30 points by halftime. 30 freaking points. So by the time Christian Wood went out to the 3-point line instead of rolling, and DeJounte got the ball stolen from him, I decided I had had enough. Just a horrendous showing from us in Dallas. The Mavericks shot 60% from both the field and 3, had almost 40 assists, and basically doubled our defensive rebound total, and had a lead as high as 48 at some time. I can't even express with words how awful this defense was. Jalen was great in the first quarter, but was cold the rest of the way through, scoring 32 points on 34 shots, and there was only one other Rocket in double figures. DeJounte only played 20 minutes and shot 30% from the field with 4 turnovers. Meanwhile, Luka had 41, 10, and 16, and freaking Paul Watson had a super efficient 23 points. But that was our final game in Dallas for now, maybe really for the entire series. But playing away for an inexperienced team in the playoffs may be taking effect here. All we can do is pray and hope that we'll play better at home in Houston, and the offense definitely clicked for us in Game 3. Playing at home was all these guys needed, it appears. But what's still very concerning is allowing 123 points at home. Luka still got his, but Moses Brown was that random guy that had a career game on us this time. If Christian doesn't have 23 and Jovic doesn't have a good game, we probably lose this game too. If these guys don't start playing better on both sides of the ball, this series is probably going to be quick work for the Mavericks. We can't have to score 136 points to win. It's just not going to work. The Mavericks have us pinned in a corner, and we really have to start playing better if we want to go on to the Western Conference Finals.